What's the IRL version of a misclick? When you think there is an extra step on the stairs and you step down, but then you make a really loud thump. Calling out to a stranger you've mistaken for someone you know. Edit, you guys are great. Really enjoyed reading all these. Locking eyes with someone offering some product or service in public spaces. That feels like clicking on an unwanted ad. Edit, spelling. Biting your own tongue really hard. You ever go into the wrong class in school? Throwing away my yogurt cup instead of the yogurt lid I had just removed from said cup. Calling someone by the wrong name. Walking into the ladies' bathroom by total accident. The looks I got lol. Saying I love you to your boss. Misjudging distance. When you reach out to grab something but it is either closer or farther than you thought. High-fiving someone who is going in for a fist bump. Taking the wrong exit on the highway. When two people are walking towards each other and, in a mutual attempt to avoid walking into one another, both sidestepping in the same direction. Waiter, enjoy your food. Me, thanks, you too. Going into the wrong room. Waving back to someone waving at you only to realize they weren't waving to you but someone behind you. When you accidentally send a false missile alert to Hawaii. Trying to turn a doorknob /handle the wrong way. I said thank you once to the automated voice at the self-checkout at my local grocery store. Whole line of people heard me and started laughing. I don't shop there anymore. Walking into a room and forgetting why you did. Putting your shoes in the fridge and going for a drink from the closet. Staring into space and then suddenly your eyes focus and you realize you are staring at or into the eyes of a stranger. Oh, wrong hole. Repeatedly throwing out the instructions for the food you're making because you'll forget whether you need to microwave for 2 or 3 minutes. Sleeping with the wrong twin. Walking into a big window instead of the automatic door. Pressing the wrong drink in the vending machine. Forgetting to set your alarm clock. Been late to school /work many times because of that. Going to take a drink and getting the straw up your nose. Accidentally touching someone's boob when you're reaching for something. When you accidentally say you ruined my whole life you stupid bitch instead of could you hand me the salt, honey. Calling your girlfriend the wrong name while she's going down on you. When you say yes when you actually mean no and vice versa. Sometimes I will literally look at an item, reach down to pick it up, and totally grab whatever was next to it instead. I still don't know how I manage to do that so often. Accidentally saying yes when someone invites you. Calling your kids everyone else's name but there's when you are mad lol. When someone's is monologuing at you, and you keep up a steady stream of, yes. But you weren't listening closely, and they just asked a question, and took your yeah as an affirmation, so now you're stuck helping them move, a side quest you never wanted to go on. Hitting 4 on the elevator when you mean 5. Pulling when it's a push door. Entering the wrong lane while driving. Sending a text and then immediately wanting to take it back. Waking up at 8:30 p.m. instead of Edit, whoosh that's a lot of upvotes. Breathing in water. Saying mom to your teacher. One time I drunkenly went into the women's washroom at a club. The doors were side by side and did not have man/women symbols on them but some weird symbol I didn't understand. Luckily there was nobody in there and I noticed the lack of urinals immediately and reversed course. Lol. Misclick. Left foot. Right foot. Left foot. Right foot. Left foot. Left foot. Fuck. Accidentally getting seen accidentally looking at someone for a second. Pressing end instead of snooze on your alarm. Calling your wife by your mom's name during sex. Accidentally calling a teacher by their real name. When you miss a high five and you both just kinda awkwardly look at each other. Deleted. I crack a lot of shitty jokes while shopping with my wife. Gotta make sure she's the person behind me before I open my mouth, or someone's getting a quality pun right to the face. When you accidentally poke your dog /cat's eye trying to pet their head. Accidentally throwing your spoon in the trash while holding onto yogurt cup in other hand. Opening a stall with somebody inside who forgot to lock it /getting your stall opened because you didn't know how to properly lock it and assumed that whatever it was that you were doing was good enough, and then standing there naked changing clothes while some stranger opens the door and you're like, shit. Moral of the story, always check if the stall is closed. When I worked at a movie theater, the amount of times I said enjoy your show. And the customer would reply thanks, you too. Then watch them kinda think to themselves for a second, then walk away slowly in shame, was hilarious. Don't want to update right now. That's okay, we'll keep bugging you about it at the worst possible times. How are you? I'm good, how are you? Good, how are why? Putting shoes on the wrong foot, or putting on a shirt /pants either inside out, backwards, or both. Getting off at the wrong train stop. Back in 2005 there was going to be a music festival called Intonation in Chicago where one of my favorite bands, Death from Above 1979, was going to play. I was super hyped, but I didn't want to pay ridiculous fees buying online because I was 17 and broke. So, I decided I would go to the park where they were having the festival and buy tickets the day before. I read on the website that it was off the Ashland stop on the Green Line. Now, I've lived in Chicago pretty much my whole life, but I was not familiar with the Green Line and had never taken it before. I take the Orange Line down to Roosevelt and transfer to the Green Line heading towards Ashland. I pop in my headphones and start reading a book I brought. After a bit I got to the Ashland stop and stepped out. I looked around and thought, wow, are they really having the festival here? I started walking around and it slowly began realizing that there was no way I was in the right place. This was not a great neighborhood. I went back to the station and looked at the map. Here it is with the stops circled. Apparently there were 2 Ashland stops on the Green Line. The black circle is where the music festival was being held, and the blue circle was where I was, in West Englewood. This was one of those neighborhoods with a lot of crime, and even though I grew up on the south side too, my neighborhood was not as bad, and I felt even more paranoid because I had like $100 cash on me to buy the tickets for me and my friend. So, I got back on the train and made my way to the correct Ashland stop. I would definitely, this is a good example of a misclick IRL. Trying to lightly toss something to someone and accidentally beaning them in the head. Pull instead of push or push instead of pull. You can physically feel the embarrassment when you hit your face with the door. Starting your car when it's already started. When you lean forward on a toilet that has a sensor and it flushes before you're done. When you hug the wrong person. When you try to dodge a dodgeball or something of the sort but you jump right into it. Giving someone a hint that you love them but it goes south.